Let's start with the Brewers and the Dodgers and get your thoughts on this series. AJ, heading into a game 3 in Los Angeles, a team that has their pitching lined up and still really hasn't gotten much from Shohei Ohtani, who's trying to switch things up on the off day to get the bat going.
He hasn't done anything, has he? I mean, he hasn't really done
He had one RBI knock in the last game.
Yeah, but nothing. I mean, nothing what we've come to expect with the homers and all that. What do I think about this series? I think that I picked the Dodgers to go to the World Series. They've been number one in my power rankings the entire time, and I think they're just continuing to do what they do. Listen, the regular season for the Dodgers is nothing at all what it's about, and so it's all about the postseason. So when they can go Snell 8 innings, Yamamoto CG, which I didn't think we'd see a CG this postseason. Well, we got one, so way to go. I mean, now they have Glasnow, right? And then game 4, they're going, I'm assuming they'll maybe go Shohei. I mean, they're just listed as a pitcher. But think about that. And the Brewers have already, had 2 bullpen games in 3? Like, that's what's crazy to me is that the Brewers, in best record in the National League, have already had 2, are going to have their second bullpen game in 3 games. And Ashby started both of them. I guess it's the new opener thing, and then they'll bring in whoever after it. But, I mean, the team with the best record in baseball is supposed to have really good pitching, and Freddie Peralta did okay, but, I mean, they got nothing else. That's what's crazy. And the Dodgers are just exerting their dominance on them right now, and I don't know what they can do to stop it, because if Freddie hits and Mookie hits and then the rest of the lineup hits, you can't stop this team.
They're cooked. They're cooked if they can't keep these guys down. I mean, they haven't been hitting very well. Mookie scored 1 run, I think, this entire – I think he scored 1 run. Freddie got his first RBI the other night when he hit a homer, and Shohei hasn't done much. So maybe the Brewers do have enough pitching to shut these guys down. Or maybe it's just a slow boil here where all of a sudden it's going to blow the lid off and they're going to have another 11 hit game like they had in game 2. Like, for the Brewers, they did a great job during the season of scoring runs. They got to figure out how to score runs against Tyler Glasnow, Shohei Ohtani, and then back to Blake Snell and Yamamoto. Like, to score some runs off of them, like the Phillies did. The Phillies did a great job scoring some runs against them, like 1 to 3 runs off the starters. The Brewers are going to need to score, in my opinion, probably like 4 or 5, because like AJ said, their bullpen is exhausted. Now, if they want to win tonight, they'll throw Quinn Priester, because that's what they do when Quinn Priester throws. They win. But I don't know if it's enough. I just feel like this offense for the Dodgers is going to explode, and I feel like the Brewers' offense has to do too much against too good a starting pitching.
Okay, though. They already threw Priester. He threw 4 innings in game 1, and they still lost. They already tried that trick. They threw him already, and they lost. I mean, he went 4 innings, didn't give up anything, but then Patrick came in, gave up the homer, Freddie, and then the Dodgers bullpen obviously held on. But the story of that game was Blake Snell. And then Yamamoto goes a 9-inning spot. Did we even think Yamamoto could go 9 innings? I mean, he goes and was just dominant. I mean, the Brewers had no chance in game 2. So why do we think Tyler Glasnow is going to be any different at home, I guess, and probably in the shadows at 3 o'clock? Do we think it's going to be any different? I mean, who comes – the bigger question for me is who comes in for the Brewers after Ashby? Like, okay, they're doing this trick again with the bullpen game, and we're going to start the opener because Shohei and this and that. And they haven't stopped Teoscar. He's been hot like he was last year. Kike's been doing it again. Muncy had the home run. I mean, it's just a depth thing. I'm sorry. And if Bryce Terang doesn't hit, which he hasn't done this postseason, the Brewers have a hard time scoring.
I mean, wouldn't we think we see a little Quintana? I would say hopefully the Miz for a few innings if he's locating. Yeah, Kratz, I don't think Priester yet. I mean, that's what gets weird, though, because Priester's coming in. He's not going a full starter's workload, which is really what he was doing for most of the stretch run this season. So, like, then, I mean, are you giving him full regular rest? You can't really afford to do that because you're using all of your arms. It just gets really messy when you're bullpenning almost every day.
And if you go Quintana, if it's Quintana today, why not Quintana start and then see where you're at? Like, why? Because they think the Ashby matchup's better with Freddie, Shohei, and hopefully Mookie Betts doesn't hurt you. Like, you're playing too much of a hope game. You got to play in my opinion, they got to this point as the best record in baseball. Whether they were the best team or not can be discussed, but you got to get back to that. You got to get back to that. And I think just, oh man, scared. Like, did they do all these like opener and like piggyback tricks when they swept the Dodgers during the season? People will say, oh, well, the Dodgers weren't playing very well. I get it, but you swept the Dodgers. You had a formula. Stick to it. And I know it wasn't Aaron Ashby starting every single one of those 6 games.
Yep, good call. Hey, on the hitting side, we talked about how the Dodgers aren't fully cranking with superstars yet. So let's go back to Shohei for a moment. He's 2 for 25 since the wild card round with 12 strikeouts. AJ, he does not like to take BP on the field, but he's switching it up. What does that do for a hitter? Anything? Just more of a superstitious thing to try and do something different?
It's a superstitious thing. And I was somebody that loved to hit on the field because I like to see the ball path, and I wasn't doing all the workload that Shohei does. But I love to hit on the field. I thought it was a great thing because I could see the ball. To me, the path of the ball tells you how your swing is. Like if I'm hitting backspin, then I know, okay, I'm in a good spot. If the ball starts going shoo, like with topspin and a lot of ground balls, I was like, okay, I need to clean up some stuff here, make a little adjustment. But yeah, I mean, I'm amazed how many guys don't hit on the field that often, and they just hit in the cage. And then you get out on the field and they're like, man, I can't understand why I strike out 195 times. Well, you're never outside. And the biggest thing for me going outside was I wanted to climatize to where we were. Sometimes it's hot. Sometimes it's cold. You get out there, your body gets a little used to it. I know it's only 30, 45 minutes, but yeah, I think this is a good thing. He's trying to switch it up. And the best part for him and his team, they're 2-0 with those numbers. So, I mean, the rest of the lineup is just doing it for him.
I played with some dudes with elite power that wouldn't hit on the field because they would see where the ball was going and they were like, I want to hit it further. And Shohei, prime example, he hit one out of the stadium yesterday onto the roof in right center field. And some guys, they were like, dude, if I hit outside, I'm cooked. I will just completely go out of my swing, which I don't need to do extra. And then in the game, that's the swing I grooved. So I've seen both sides of it, and I was always hitting out on the field. That was the only time I got on the field was BP. That was my game. I was locked in.
Back to the Brewers offense for a moment. AJ, we'll get to the ALCS later and how the Blue Jays felt like they made a very good change in approach for Game 3. Is there anything the Brewers can do differently from the first 2 games and attack plan wise against Glasnow?
Well, you can't get to his breaking ball because nobody can hit his breaking ball, right? So you kind of got to do what the Blue Jays did, which is attack the fastball early, but it's also 100, so it's a little bit different than what you're normally seeing. But here's what they got to do: Contreras is hitting 220 in the postseason. Christian Yelich is hitting 192. I think I saw a stat he has 1 RBI since like 2018 or something with the Brewers in the postseason. Like, where's Christian Yelich gone? He was so good during the season. Churrio's been fine, but Contreras has disappeared. Terang has disappeared. Yelich has disappeared. Frelick hasn't done a whole lot this postseason. Durbin hasn't done a whole lot this postseason. Joey Ortiz is the same Joey Ortiz he was. Great defense, not a lot offensively. But there's not a lot of options to turn to if you're the Brewers. That's the problem. You got to maybe bunt. You got to maybe try and obviously with Glasnow on the mound, if they get their guys on, they got to run and put pressure on the Dodgers. But I don't know where they turn because they don't hit a ton of home runs as it is. So they can't help. Hopefully we get a guy on and we can pop one, kind of like what the Blue Jays did. They just don't have that in their makeup. I mean, they're more of a constant pressure offense. They're not a quick strike usually. Now, they hit home runs, yes. But against really good pitching, it's really hard to do.
Mm-hmm. You got a one-liner here, Kratz?
Giancarlo Stanton said he used to wait for Glasnow's pitch to come at his eyes, and then he'd swing because that was the curveball. And so it's a thought process. See it up above your eyes, and then you're like, I'm going to swing. And he goes, that was the strike curveball.
Okay, well, you bring up a guy that is kind of a creative player in a video game in terms of what he would look like. So let's finish with this on Charge the Mound. Shout out to MLB rivals and experience the fully integrated 2025 MLB schedule. Take on the World Series with 2025 live cards that you saw during the little conversation here, the game now features baseball legends from the National Baseball Hall of Fame, available as brand new cards. Go to your phone's app store, download MLB Rivals now. It's free.
In baseball, one thing defines your legacy: the Hall of Fame, a place reserved for immortals, the chosen few who have sacrificed, fought, and bled for the game.
Harper with a rainmaker!
With every swing, every play, every challenge faced.
Harper is not happy about that.
It's about achieving greatness that echoes through time. And now is your time to rise to the challenge, chase immortality, and become a legend. Download MLB Rivals.